There you go. I think you can hear me now. I can't believe how many times. If I had a nickel for every time I did that, that is probably like the third or fourth time I think I've been muted when I started one of the streams. I went through the whole intro. The whole intro. I wasn't looking at the chat because I was trying to get through everything. NASCAR Fan 88, Caleb, Billy Carjoy, Tristan Heidenkamp, Patrick Chatterley, Monster Jam X10, 77 X World 999. Welcome to stream. Welcome to stream, everybody. I am upset with myself. And you guys can hear me now. I just went through not only the starting lineup, I'm about to do it again, but I went through the intro at the very start of the race too that you guys unfortunately were not able to hear. Oh, jeez. What a way to get things started. Hopefully that's not telling of how the stream is going to go elsewise. Make sure I'm going to tighten the car up just a little bit. Look at it. Wait a minute. I just realized something. I qualified on the pole. Why am I not? Oh, never mind. I didn't qualify on the pole. I qualified 16th. Never mind. I remember. I was thinking I qualified on the pole. I was fastest in practice. Yeah, Blaney was fastest in practice, but qualified 16th. Never mind. Okay. Well, anyway, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr. on row number 1 for today's race. As I was mentioning, Kevin Harvick won the 2020 Southern 500, and of course that means he would be the defending winner of this race, with this being the 2021 NASCAR video game. So he's trying to go back-to-back at Darlington as far as this fall race goes, and Martin Truex Jr. comes in the final driver in on points above the cutoff line for the round of 12, just 3 points to the good. First driver below the cutoff line will be Brad Keselowski. He starts inside of road number 2, minus 3 points behind Martin Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin, a 5-time Darlington winner, 3-time Southern 500 winner, will start outside of row 2. Matt DiBenedetto and Kyle Busch will be in row 3. DiBenedetto, the only non-playoff driver, starting inside the top 10. And Kyle Busch trying to go for another Southern 500 victory in his career. He comes into the top 10 of the point standings, but he is only about 10 points to the good. William Byron, Chase Elliott will make up an all HMS row number 4. Byron just won his second race of the season in the last race in the Daytona regular season finale. And Chase Elliott, the 2 seed coming into the playoffs overall. He is 22 points to the good, but looking for a solid start today. He's got a good starting position. He had 2 wins in the regular season this year on top of that. Joey Logano, Michael McDowell will make up the top 10 at row number 5. Logano starting inside in the 9th place position. He was the regular season champion. Just 1 win to show for this year. That 15 extra playoff points for winning the regular season title will put him in as the number 3 seed. Michael McDowell won way back at the Daytona Road Course in the second race of the season. As he starts outside of road number 5, we'll see if he can keep a competitive streak going and try as an underdog team to make it deep into the playoffs this season. Toxic Punk Young Boy, I see you in the chat as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the new video as well. This is going to be an interesting one. You're going to be seeing all the statistics from the season at the top of the screen, as well as the playoff standings going into the race today. I'm not going to update the standings at the top of the screen, at least for the first couple races of the round during the stages, so it'll only show the standings going into the race for today's sake. We are about to get going at the Darlington Raceway today. 16 starting positions, going to be wild for Ryan Blaney. It doesn't take much contact without stability help on to turn these cars around, and we are going to try to go all 500 miles without stability help today. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to even make it all 367 laps. We'll see. Pressure is on. Can't afford to make a mistake at this point in the season if you're Ryan Blaney, and starting mid-pack, probably not going to be the best thing. Day to night transition here today, as we'll start in the daylight, we'll finish in the night. The green flag is in the air. We're underway in the Southern 500. Blaney tried to get down to the inside, but Ryan Newman filled the void immediately. Now the 14 car of Chase Briscoe's down on the bottom lane, and Blaney trying to get to the bottom off of turn 2 and does. So he survives on the outside through turns 1 and 2. Remember, it does not take much to put the car into the wall and blow a tire with the Gen 6 car, so that's something Blaney's going to have to be careful of. And he didn't have to deal with heavy side-by-side traffic at all in practice, so this is going to be new at the start of the race today. Really just trying to be as patient as he can right now in the middle of the pack. 115 laps in stage 1. Everybody will have to make 1 stop in this opening stage. Big move for Blaney, getting around Newman and Briscoe on the backstretch. Now he's underneath of Chris Buescher in the 17 car going into the corner. Briscoe trying the outside lane for right now. Pretty cool 66 degrees for this race. But the 750 horsepower package, low downforce, of course, will be the package for today's race. It's the only track I'm running no stability help on in the 750 ovals this season. Tried to do that earlier in the throwback race at Darlington, did not make it to the end. Blaney overdrove turns 3 and 4. Briscoe again to the outside in turns 3 and 4, blows around Ryan Blaney. Blaney's diving it a little too early into the corner, and he's got to be careful going that low below the apron. He's lucky he's on fresher tires right now, so it's actually working out somewhat for him. Now he'll go to the outside and turns 1 and 2 on the 14 of Briscoe, and he actually makes it work. Got a Darlington stripe off of turn 2. That was definitely risky. Did not blow a tire. And Blaney might want to dial back on the aggressiveness in the early going right now. He's got a much tighter setup than what he had at the back half of practice as well as qualifying. So that way he's not going to have to deal with a loose car in the longer run, knowing how abrasive this track is on tires. Dark Crypto, Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. I'm going to try to look at the chat as much as I can today, but I know this car is not going to handle well in the long run, and traffic in the early going of the run, it's not great either. Couple positions gained off of turn 2 and down the backstretch that time for the 12 of Ryan Blaney as he gets by both Chris Buescher and Daniel Suarez to move up to the 14th place position. 5 laps complete. You can see Michael McDowell's falling back a couple spots from the start. Austin Dillon in the 3, who pointed his way into the playoffs. One of only 2 drivers to do so, him and Kurt Busch. As well as Kyle Larson, 3 drivers pointed their way in. 13 different winners so far this season. A little contact between McDowell and Blaney, nothing too major there. McDowell pressuring to the outside, but not going to be able to get right back around the 12 car for now. Blaney up 3 spots from the start of the race. Kyle Larson outside the top 10, did not qualify too well. Dillon down on the bottom. Blaney going to go a little bit lower off the exit of turn 2. Larson did not get off the exit of the corner very well. Dillon's got a run on him. Larson slides up to block Dillon going into the corner. Blaney gets into the back of the 3. Luckily, he's going to keep control of his race car off the exit of the corner and hangs on. Looks like the top car in the field right now really pulling away. The inside of Dillon. Dillon was off the wall a little bit. Down into turns 3 and 4. Larson crowded the 12 of Blaney. Dillon going down to side draft Blaney off the exit of turn 4. He was all over that right rear corner panel. Got a great run off the high side on the exit of the corner as well and stayed in front of the 12. And Dillon now on the attack into turns 1 and 2 on the 5 of Larson. Larson trying to get around Reddick. Bunch of playoff drivers at the front of the field right now. And Blaney, although he is 50 points to the good, you just never know what could happen. He's got Michael McDowell underneath him. He'll let McDowell go into turns 1 and 2. Had a run. Blocked the 48 of Bowman, though. He didn't want to give up too many spots. Wants a shot to potentially get back around McDowell this time off the exit of turn 2. He beats him back to the throttle, and he'll cross him over. Blaney's kind of struggling a little bit off the exit of turn 4. His car might be a little too tight. He's just afraid of the car being loose, though. That's the big thing he did not want to have. That was the problem with the setup that he had back in the Goodyear 400 in the throwback race earlier this season. Larson on the outside, Austin Dillon down low off the exit of turn 2. Larson with a run. He's going to try to get around Reddick. So is Blaney. Blaney clears Reddick into turn 3, and now he's underneath the 5 of Larson. He also got around Dillon off the exit of turn 2. Side by side between the 12 and the 5. Door to door off turn 4 for the 10th place position. Larson down, crowds Blaney just a bit off the exit of the corner. Blaney charging. And clears Larson middle of the backstretch for 10th. And now he's got his teammate, regular season champion, Joey Logano in front of him. Logano won the regular season championship by 34 points over Chase Elliott. Clinched it going into the final race. Did not run too well, though, at Daytona. Elliott had a 6th place finish in that race, as well as some stage points. Luckily, Logano had a clinch beforehand. And you saw the 22 move a little bit off the exit of turn 2. Looked like he got loose. Blaney just got underneath him in time, and he'll make another pass for position now up to 9th. Blaney really being a bottom feeder in the early going of this race. I know the lights glitch is going to happen. I'm just really, really hoping I'm on a straightaway when the time comes. Even though the lights are already on, I can imagine there's still going to be a glitch at some point in time. So we'll hope for the best there. They check up off 2, but they were better off 4. They do check up off 2 a little bit, but it's not as drastic compared to some of the other tracks we've been to so far. Like Michigan going into 3 was pretty drastic. Daytona, obviously, going into turn 3 was pretty drastic. I did practice before I qualified. Ran about 15 laps, so I did notice that, so I was prepared for it today. Got to be as prepared as possible for the playoff races now, and Blaney into the back of Elliott. Right when I was saying something. Off turn 2. I think the 12 car's fine. I don't think he hit him too hard. It's about the 3rd time he's gotten into the back of a car already today. We'll just say it's cosmetic damage. Really hope that doesn't tighten the 12 car up even more. Got a massive run off turn 2. Pulls and blows around Chase Elliott in the 9 car. Blaney only a couple career top 10s at Darlington. Not one of his better tracks. He can make it out of the round of 16. He's got other tracks that he has won at before. In the round of 12 of Talladega and the Roval. Blaney to the outside. Turns 1 and 2. Benedetto not giving the 12 a lot of room. Door to door into turn 3. Blaney trying to give the 21 a lot of room, and he might have given him a little bit too much room. That wasn't a great corner by the 12 car. Had to lift how low he entered into the corner. Now Chase Elliott's got to run on him on the front stretch. I did practice trying to get to pit road a couple times as well, in case there's any green flag pit stops today, which I'd have to imagine that there likely will be. Blaney down to the bottom underneath the 21 of DiBenedetto into turns 3 and 4. Sliding up. Oh man, that was an aggressive move. Almost put himself in the wall. And now DiBenedetto is going to try to cross him over into turns 1 and 2. Blaney stays on the outside of the 21 car. And clears him off of turn 2 on the outside. That was an aggressive move. Benedetto did not make the playoffs. Again, was the only one who qualified inside the top 10 that was not in the playoffs, and still the only one in the top 10 not in the playoffs as he falls back to the 8th place position. He qualified 5th, so he has lost a few spots from the start of the race. Feel the car getting a little loose off turn 2 through those bumps. Remember, no stability help on, so it doesn't take a lot of contact. Especially on this track that is so tough to drive as it is, especially with the worn out surface. Who knows? I'd like to think positively. Maybe this will be the best race we've ever had on NASCAR 21 Ignition. We haven't had too many good ones. There's another pass for position. Blaney blows by Byron. In the dirty air, though, on the bottom, right behind Kyle Busch. Actually held on to it pretty well. And he's actually got a run on Busch right now in the front straightaway, heading down towards turn 1. To the outside. 18 went to the bottom. 12 to the top. Had to lift. Almost got the throttle. Busch slides up right in front of the 12. Like the 12 car a little loose off the exit of the corner. Couldn't quite get the turn off to get back underneath Busch with the crossover, and Kyle pulls away from him just a little bit in turns 3 and 4, and Busch had a really good lap that time, all things considered. And the 11 of Hamlin now having to deal with his teammate closing in behind. Blaney down low underneath Busch, back straight away as they head towards turn 3. Battle for 5th. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Oh boy, that was close right there. Oh man. It's so hard to pass at this track as is. Let alone in this game when you know everything's treacherous. One little hit into the wall, or hard enough contact side by side, will blow a tire. We've seen it many times this season. Here's the run off turn 2. Blaney will clear Busch on the backstretch, and he'll carry the run down into turns 3. Diving underneath the 11 of Denny Hamlin, and he got a little bit into the side of the 11. Made a quick catch. Kyle Busch has a run on the front straightaway now behind the 12 as Blaney immediately had to lift off the exit of the corner. Blocks the inside with Busch behind him right now. He's going to make sure the 18 will not get underneath him. Blaney barely kept it off the wall. Off turn 2. Pushing hard to get back to the 11 car again. Davion West, welcome into the stream. 25 laps in. Blaney already up 11 positions from the start of the race. Hamlin diamonding the corner off, started down to the bottom, went to the top. Blaney in the wall off turn 2. Second Darlington stripe of the day for the 12 car, and luckily, again, he did not blow a tire. It's the same exact spot he hit the wall the first time. So we get later and later into this run, it's going to be harder to run that outside lane. Blaney trying to outbrake Kyle Busch getting into turns 1 and 2. 18 car still tightly in line behind him. Blaney going to beat Busch back to the gas. He's got to run on Hamlin again. Stay in close proximity of Hamlin through 1 and 2. He may have a shot to get around him off the exit of the corner this time. Mark Truex Jr. in second. Third place, Brad Keselowski. Blaney underneath Hamlin. Stays way low, going to make sure Hamlin's not going to side draft him on the backstretch that time, and Blaney will clear him for 4th. Kevin Harvick is pulling away. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Martin Truex Jr. as of right now. Rod G, welcome into the stream. 22 people currently watching the stream right now. 11 likes. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. And Blaney gets hooked by the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Caution is out for the first time today. I don't know that he blew a tire or not. He can't pit for fuel or tires being involved in the accident, unfortunately, and that's tough. He did not get into the corner real well. He barely kept it off the wall, and when he turned down the racetrack, Hamlin was already there. That was definitely on fault of the 12. Should have known that the 11 was still not that far behind him when that move was made. Pretty good damage on the 12 now. Not something you want to see about 30 laps into the race. It was good before that. This game's so hard. For all the wrong reasons, unfortunately. Green flag back in the air. I did not do that. I don't know what just happened there. Yeah, no caution. Oh, there's the... guys, I have no clue what happened there. My car turned straight right. I thought they got rid of that glitch like many patches ago. I'm confused. Denny's just taking out his Chastain anger I guess. I'm not pitting that time because I don't want to risk going a lap down. I feel like some cars just pit. Green flag back in the air. All tires are up on the 12 of Blaney right now. 2x2 is the field through turns 1 and 2. Blaney down on the bottom. We'll check up off the exit of turn 2. 3 wide is Blaney on the inside towards turn 3. 2 cautions in the early going of the race today. Blaney staying extremely low through 3 and 4. Contact with Bell. I think it's exactly a wise decision to go 3 wide that low on the racetrack. He just squeezed his way through. He is fighting to try and get back up to the 4th place position where he was at before his spin. Harvick still in the lead at the front of the field. Side by side for 3rd between, it looks like, William Byron and Denny Hamlin. Reddick in the wall off turn 4. It's going to slow his momentum up. It's going to allow Blaney to get to the inside of the 8 car. Contact with Austin Dillon. Oh, and Blaney! He moved up on the 48. Down towards the bottom of the track. No caution. Big slide. We stay green at Darlington. That's a tough break for the 12. Trying to ease back into the throttle so he doesn't risk spinning the car out. Back into 4th gear, and I don't know how that happened middle of the straightaway like it did. I'm gonna pause it for a quick second because I need to figure out the fuel situation. Darlington, 38 to 40 laps, so we've had some caution laps. So looks like it's gonna be a 2-stop stage in stage 1. Definitely gonna have to pit sometime soon here. Surprised I haven't seen anybody else pit yet. So I've saved a little bit of gas with the caution. Only a few laps till we pit. Kind of glad it stayed green though, because caution would have came out. Blaney would not have been able to pit during the yellow, and there might have been a risk of some cars pitting. Only a few laps till we pit. Professional both on and off the racetrack. Toxic punk young boy. Do my best to not let Daytona happen again. That was a big block by Quinn Half off the exit of turn 2. Blaney went way down to the bottom. It's going to be a 2 pit stop stage for Blaney one way or another. When do you make that pit stop? They've had 2 cautions. I think there's like 7 laps under the yellow, so he should be able to go about 14 laps past 40. So lap 54 is about as far as Blaney's going to be able to go on fuel. 40 laps on the tires at Darlington is plenty. I don't even know how Blaney got turned though. Bowman pushed him, but he hit him square in the back bumper with the bump drive. That should not have turned the 12th car. I know it's bumpy track, high horsepower, but you're still in the middle of the straightaway. They shouldn't have hooked him to the left like it did. Luckily, everybody missed to the outside. Blaney didn't flat spot any tires. It's back to 25th, unfortunately, though. So as far back in the running order as the 12th car has been today. He knows he was fastest in practice. He's just got to get that track position. Obviously, he drove his way up to 4th. 68 to 75 fuel. I'm still pitting at lap 54. I don't want to risk anything here. If the rest of the field makes it a one-stop race in this stage, and Blaney makes it 2, it's going to be interesting to see what strategy is going to be the one to actually win this stage.
We'll be pitting in about 5 laps. We'll be pitting in about 5 laps.
Joshua Rumsey, welcome to stream. I mean, yeah, but that's to be expected for any free agent. You have to have a backup plan just in case you're not going to Joe Gibbs Racing, so it shouldn't be a shock to anybody that he's talking to other teams. You have to have a backup plan, especially when it's taken this long to make a deal with your Plan A team, your Plan A destination.
We'll be pitting in about 5 laps. Got one right. Clear,
And he
clear,
timed it
clear,
right.
clear.
Gets around James Davison. A lot of playoff drivers on the top half of the field. It's not good. He's going to have to find a way to get this track position back. He was out of the gas for so long, still got into the wall off turn 4. Protects the inside lane as they head down towards turn 1. This 12 car starting to get really, really tight all of a sudden. He's got a car underneath him. That will be the 53 of Joey Gase, Blaney on the outside. He's got about 2 more laps he can go on fuel. Maybe tires, whatever the case is.
We got about 5 laps of fuel left.
And Blaney's car is extremely tight right now, and I'm sure some of that is probably the damage on the 12 car. You'd have to imagine way out of the gas off turn 2. He didn't get a lot of help. He's trying to get down to the bottom, right in front of Justin Haley. Almost turned himself into turn 3. He wanted to make sure he was going to get to pit road this time because of how tight the car was getting. And into the pits goes the 12 of Ryan Blaney. I don't know what the pit road speed is. 45. Okay. Blaney's on pit road, first stop of the day. This is going to put him a lap down, probably 2 laps down before he makes the entire 4-tire pit stop and gets back out on the racetrack. There goes Harvick. So, man, he is pulling away again. Harvick seems to have the dominant car in the field today. And there is Blaney on pit road. So it's going to be a 2-stop strategy for Ryan Blaney in the 12 to try and make up time on the rest of the field. Pitbull can afford Kyle Busch, but they don't have a third charter, though. That's the only thing. So if you look at the charter teams that are going to have rides available, Petty GMS. There goes Harvick again, by the way. So Blaney will be 2 laps down. Down at the bottom of the racetrack. He is going to be hauling the mail now. Work his way on the inside. 4 fresh tires for the 12 car. He stayed extra low that time just to make sure Kurt Busch is going to give him enough room. I mean, potentially if they don't pick up Reddick's option for next year, then the 8 car could be available. Extremely low, tried to get around Busher that time. It's amazing how low this 12 car is running in the middle of the corner. Get around these cars on much older tires. Well, if they do, then they would have to sell a charter. You wonder who the first team would be to buy it. Wow, look at that move. Outside to get around Reddick, inside to get around McDowell. And back to the bottom underneath the 48. We've got cars pitting off turn 4, so it is going to be a two-stop strategy for everybody in the field. It's going to be interesting, though. Blaney was the first to hit pit road by a couple laps. Is definitely going to gain a little bit of his time. It's going to give Kyle Larson the lead for the first time today. Kevin Harvick is not out in front. Not expecting cars to pit not that long after the 12 of Blaney. Have to expect that Logano and Larson may be pitting this time. They are. Blaney will get around to the outside. He's got 1 lap back right now. And he'll get the rest back very soon. Yeah, Jones isn't re-signed for next year either. Guaranteed, at least. And he's starting to pick up some positions again. Back inside the top 30 for now. That's a great corner. This has the potential to be one of his fastest laps of the race. This is the first time he's been in not heavy traffic at all today. So he is definitely putting this car to the test right now. AI could make it on tires. That's definitely possible. Just wondering exactly how many spots Blaney's going to pick up. He was in 25th when the stop started. Are still making their way off of pit road right now. Blaney is inside the top 20. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a two-stop strategy in this stage for the rest of the field. That's even with the caution laps everybody ran. Allgaier and Petty GMS, that would be interesting. I don't know that he's looking for a cup ride anymore. That would be an interesting one. Blaney to the inside of the 15 car now. James Davison. Now for position, Javison. Just combined his first name and his last name together. James Javison. Blaney's back at 20th. He's going to have to find a way. He would have pitted a couple laps sooner when his car first started getting tight. So it got a little loose that time in the middle of turns 1 and 2. He's burning the tires off the car right now. If he feels it to get remotely tight, I think he's going to pit pretty early this next time, trying to pick up more time while he's on a few lap older tires right now. I don't think that's making much of a difference in him being slower because he is at least closing in on the cars around him. Maybe Harvick in the 4 cars a little bit quicker, who's leading. I mean, yeah, he's competing for titles in the Xfinity Series. It's kind of the same thing with Hemrick, too. It's like, do you want to keep competing for titles in the Xfinity Series or kind of run mid-pack in the Cup? You know, the pay is going to be higher in the Cup. But especially for Allgaier's sake, he hasn't won that Xfinity title yet. I don't see him moving to Cup unless he, you know, maybe wins the Xfinity title this year. But by that point, I feel like you'd have a deal done for next year. I don't know what Allgaier's contract goes through at Junior Motorsports, if it runs through next year or the next couple of years. I don't know how many more years he's supposed to be guaranteed to ride there. Bubba Wallace in the 19th place position, not too much further ahead of the 12 of Ryan Blaney right now. Heading towards turns 1 and 2. First car, 1 lap down, and 25th right now is Anthony Alfredo. Blaney clears him into turn 3. Had a better run than the 38 car in the back straightaway. 2 cautions so far in today's Southern 500. We're 65 laps in. Blaney's had a roller coaster of a first stage already. Stayed out of trouble enough. He's got some damage to the front of the race car. Doesn't seem to be affecting it at all right now. Big run for the 12 of Blaney as he looks to the inside of Bubba Wallace into turns 3 and 4. Not going to complete the pass. Has to drop back in line behind the 23 car. Wallace had a big run on the outside off the exit of the corner as he seems to be running down the 6 of Newman for position up ahead as well. Big dive to the bottom for Blaney. Gets around Wallace on the backstretch. Down towards turn 3 as he tries to run closer to the 6 of Ryan Newman. A lot more spots for positions up ahead. I wonder how far up in the running order Blaney can get before he makes his next stop. As he closes on the 6 of Ryan Newman. Beats him back to the throttle off turn 2. Pass for 18th place. And Blaney started 16th, so he's about right back to where he started this race 68 laps ago. 48 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in. New with Joji, thanks for tuning into the stream. I see you in the chat as well. Sorry if I haven't shouted everybody out. The car is very treacherous to drive at this racetrack, especially in this game when you can blow a tire any chance you hit the wall. Luckily, Blaney has only hit the wall twice so far today, and both times he did not blow a tire. Actually, 3 times. Twice in turn 2 and once in turn 4. So he's got a few Darlington stripes. Felt the car getting a little loose that time off turn 4. Had to kind of feather the throttle a little bit. 45 laps to go in the stage. The window to make it to the end of the stage on tires will open up in about 5 laps. He's not feeling the car slip out from under too much right now, so I don't think he's going to pit exactly when that window opens. If he's going to want a shot to pick up a lot of time, he's definitely going to have to pit early again. He was only able to pick up 5 spots by pitting about 3 or 4 laps early last time, so he's probably going to have to pit much earlier than that if he's still going to want a shot to win the stage. And he's also going to have to get far enough ahead of them, because he's not going to be as fast as Harvick if he pits about 10 plus laps before him to hold him off to the end of the stage, unless he's got a gigantic lead. Big run off turn 2 for the 12. Pulls right around Kurt Busch in the 1 car. Down towards turn 3 and back to the bottom of these. It looks like Denny Hamlin is falling back to 14th. Was as high as 3rd earlier in the race. Must not have had a pretty fast green flag pit stop. Plenty a little wide going into turns 1 and 2 that time. Then back down towards the bottom. Got loose. Middle of the corner, immediately got out of the throttle. He snapped on him. You have to... I mean, you need a very quick reaction time to get the car straightened out as quickly as he did and not really lose much time. That's how hard Blaney's pushing right now, trying to get towards the top 10. Even though it's just the first stage of a 500-mile race, that's how important these stage points are at this juncture of the season, with this being the first race of the playoffs. Good run off turn 2. He'll pull past Christopher Bell and clear him on the backstretch before entering into turn 3. It's going to be a pass for 16th place, so Blaney right back to where he started the race now. So he pitted at lap 52. He's already gone 22 laps this time by on his tires. Might split this final run in half and go a little less than 30 both ways. Make that long run the first run, and go from there where you start to really fade towards the end of the run. Oh, great crossover by Daniel Suarez. Blaney cleared him in the middle of turns 3 and 4, but Suarez got right back underneath him. Blaney's going to try to cross the 99 car over, but couldn't quite get underneath him that time. Middle of the corner. Has another run on Suarez. He'll look low again into turn 3 for 15th. Another slide job incoming for Ryan Blaney. Up wide, middle of the corner. Able to get back down to the track in time to keep the 99 of Suarez behind him off the exit. Suarez maybe a little bit better of a run, though, into turns 1 and 2. Blaney hits his marks down towards the bottom and now can try to pull away from Suarez. Eric Jones, 43 car. Next one up ahead of the 12 of Blaney. Big run into turn 3 for the 12. He's definitely in striking distance to get around the 43 car this time into turns 1 and 2. Just waiting patiently behind him, takes the move. Gonna clear him on the backstretch. Beat him back to the throttle off the exit of turn 2. So Blaney's picking him up and putting him down now. Harvick's definitely still lapping cars. Looks like Chastain in 24th lap down. Now Blaney a little loose off the exit of turn 4. He's able to catch the race car. He's going to lose that spot to Jones. He picked up the last lap. Great save by Ryan Blaney to keep it off the inside retaining wall. He is definitely pushing really hard right now. And he is burning through his tires a lot quicker into this run than what he did on the prior run. And now he's got to run on Jones again. He'll clear him before they get into the braking zone in turn 3. Went from tight on the first run to loose on this run, just with how hard he's really pushing the rear tires especially. Turning their phone thinking it'll... I kind of look to the left, or like lean my head to the left sometimes. Especially in the higher bank tracks. They stayed in the gas despite getting a little loose off turn 2 that time. Hamlin crowds the inside. Oh, well, Blaney's going to have to pit this time. He got the wall off turn 4. He overcorrected, getting just a tad loose, and he has a tire down right now, and he's going to have to pit. Trying to limp his car all the way back to pit road. It's going to cost him a lot of time. Very costly for Ryan Blaney. He was going to have to pit at some point anyway, and he pushed just a little too hard. Fourth time he got into the wall, that was the one that blew the right front tire. He is in the pits. It'll be a 4-tire stop, and he'll have to go 34 laps to the end of the stage on this set. So he's going to pit a lot earlier than the rest of the field. Everybody else is still going to have to pit before the end of the stage. So how much time can Blaney pick up? It wasn't that big of a hit into the wall either. Not to blow a tire. He's going to have to go a little bit longer in this run now. Trying to manage those tires maybe a little bit better this go around. Blaney right back to being 2 laps down again, I'd have to imagine. So he needs us to stay green to the end of the stage. '63 race winless streak for Harvick. Not in this game. He's got 2 wins on this season now, so if he wins, then it'll be a winless streak of any kind. Blaney's using his tires up. How low he's running on the apron to get around the lap cars. a lot of the time right now. Chris Gustin towards the outside now, the 37 of Ryan Preece. Trying to get a run off the banking. Making video game passes. On a video game, of course. "31 more laps to go on the tires right now." Blaney with a deep dive under Kyle Busch. Didn't think Busch was going to give him enough room at first. I think there's a good chance Blaney's going to make up one of his laps. Blaney picking Larson behind the 78 of BJ McLeod. Off turn 4, he's boxing him in right now. That might allow DiBenedetto to make a pass on Larson for 5th. Massive corner for the 12. Look at the run. 180 miles an hour towards turn 3. We're steering the car all the way down to the bottom to get around the 34th place car of Brendan Gaughan. Back to the bottom off the exit of the corner. A good battle between Logano and Truex as they're side by side. Although Logano is a lap down to 21st, so he's really struggling. 3 wide to the bottom goes Ryan Blaney underneath the 12 and the 22. He's got the fresh tire advantage to be able to try to make this move work. Byron in second, slowly moving forward. Kevin Harvick still leads. There's quite a few cars a lap down right now. Custer's in 20 at the lap down. When he slides it into turns 1 and 2, he goes 3 wide to the inside again. We'll bump to the back of the 24 car. He's up to 30th, but still 2 laps down. Kevin Harvick somewhere a ways away. The only laps he did not lead were the few laps while he hit pit road a little bit earlier than some of the other cars. I know Larson stayed out and led a lap, and I think somebody else did as well. Those are the only 2 laps that Kevin Harvick has not led so far today. I knew going to the outside there was probably not going to work. Tried it anyway. Michael McDowell's back to 28th. He has really faded after qualifying in, what, 9th? And Kevin Harvick. Not the next car in front of Blaney. That would be James Davison. Harvick would be the following car after that. I don't know how I didn't turn Davison there. I feel like that kind of a hit into the left rear corner panel of him, you would think would have turned him left, but it didn't. Luckily, stayed green, otherwise I would have trapped Blaney 2 laps down. He definitely doesn't need a caution now. If he goes 1 down, that'll be a little bit easier to come back from at least than 2 laps down. We have had 2 cautions today. One was kind of a glitchy one, though. He skirts the wall just a little bit. Don't want to burn those tires off the car. Pushing extremely hard still. He's going to get a lap back on Harvick on the back straightaway right now. We'll get around Stenhouse for 25th in the process as well. Blaney was right behind Denny Hamlin. He was in the 15th place position when he did blow the right front tire and had to make that unscheduled stop. Well, it was scheduled in the sense that he still had to make another stop, so it wasn't too unscheduled. It just meant he short pitted earlier than what he originally wanted to. Now he's got to go 34 out of a potential 40-lap run. Can't really split it in half like he originally intended to. Stuck behind Ryan Newman. Newman blocking down on the bottom right now. And you got to be able to get around him on the backstretch. I think Bubba Wallace in 19th would be the last car in the lead lap currently. Even if Blaney doesn't win the stage, if he can get any sort of stage points out of it, that would actually be a good start to the race considering he qualified 16th. It'd definitely be a slow move in the right direction. Anytime he catches a lot of clean air, that's going to help a ton. Blows around Kurt Busch through turns 3 and 4. Steers the car to get down to the inside of Bell on the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. Gets around Bell down low. Cuts to the outside to get around Daniel Suarez in the 99. And off the exit of turn 2, back down to the bottom underneath Eric Jones. Blaney to 23rd. Trent Davison at the Daytona Road Course. A couple cars exiting pit road right now. So this is the moment of truth for Blaney, at least, as to exactly what position he's going to cycle himself into. Gonna have to be aware of cars hitting pit road, then more of them. I think that was a couple of the SHR Fords that just hit the pits. Blaney with a run on Hamlin and Haley. We're side by side through 3 and 4. 3 wide into turn 1 as Blaney makes the move on the 11 of Hamlin. Gasses it up, gets by Preece. He's definitely going to cycle way ahead of Hamlin, who's in 13th yet. Longer the rest of the field stays out, the better for Blaney. So less laps are going to have to try and run him back down. That's more laps he can take advantage on the fresh tires he currently has on his race car. Towards turns 1 and 2. Little slide job on the 17 car of Buescher, who was in 12th. Massive run into turn 3 for the 12. Dive bombs underneath BJ McLeod. Chase Briscoe. Briscoe's for position. That's going to move Blaney up to 21st. 25 likes in the stream. Only stage 1 right now. NASCAR 21 ignition. Round of 16, race 1. Southern 500 at Darlington. Slides up in front of Kyle Busch in the 18. Bump to the back of Chase Elliott in the 9 car. Launches Elliott a little bit further out in front of him, and it's going to give Kyle Busch a bit of a run behind the 12, but Blaney knows he's got fresher tires, so into turn 1. Able to get back down quickly around Elliott on the inside. It'll do the same with Cody Ware. And now underneath De Benedetto, who's in 6th still. Good run for Matty D. One of the non-playoff drivers showing out right now. Then he gets around David Reagan in the 36. No cars on pit road that time either. I mean, Larson's in 5th. I think Blaney's going to cycle to the lead. I just don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to it by the end of the stage. Ball GB, Brady McKenzie, welcome to the stream. Man's on easy mode. I'm on really fresh tires right now. Trying to take advantage with the short pit. Try and win the stage because I was in 14th before that. Everybody else going to have to pit still before the end of the stage. Larson down low on the bottom. There was room for Blaney to go high. Didn't want to do it. Bit of a slide in the middle of the corner. Powers off the exit of turn 2 to get by Larson on the backstretch. 1.5T Honda John, welcome to the stream. Well, the graphics with this game on the PS4, I can't really do much about the glitchiness of it with this game. There he goes. Got a little loose off of turn 2 that time. He's put the tires to the test, trying to make up as much time as he can right now, and he's burning them off the race car. Again, has to go 34 laps during this run. About 40 is about as much as you can go on green flag laps on tires at Darlington in this game. And 34 is quite a bit. He's got 10 more laps to go, and then he can pit during the stage break. We'll bump to the back of Ty Dillon in the 96. Swing by him off the exit of turn 2. The inside of the 53 car of Joey Gase barely clears him off the exit of turn 4. Gase in the 27th place position. And Blaney still one lap down. 21st, trying to make up as much time as he can. He's got the 3rd place car, Brad Keselowski, the next one in front of him. Next driver for position would be his teammate Joey Logano in the 22. That's the 5th Darlington stripe off the exit of turn 2. The 3rd on that end of the track. The 2 of them off turn 4 for Blaney so far today. Had a tire issue already once. Got to be careful of that going forward. Dive bombs under Logano into the corner. A little contact. That knocks the 12 car a bit loose. In the middle of the corner. Still keeps it in front of James Davison. Davison might have lifted off the exit of the corner to give Blaney a little bit of room to come back on. This car's really turned extremely loose all of a sudden. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go on the stage. You wonder how much longer everybody else is going to stay out. Blaney loose off turn 2 again. Has to catch the car. Oh, wow. It turned all the way back to the right. And I believe he blew another tire. Maybe. Maybe not. No, he definitely has a tire down. He's going to try to stay out to the end of the stage. Try not to lose another lap. Especially with the field likely having to pit still. It's probably not a good idea. I probably should have pitted that time. Oh, this is terrible. I don't know why the car turned all the way back to the right like that. I wasn't even... It did it again! Why is it doing that? I mean, I don't even think the right front tire is the one that's down right now. Caution's out. That's going to end the stage. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's the yellow flag that's going to end the stage that time. Kevin Harvick wins stage 1, I guess, at Darlington. He dominated, though. He deserved it. William Byron ends up 2nd. Brad Keselowski 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. 4th. Kyle Larson 5th. Kyle Busch 6th. Matt DiBenedetto 7th. Alex Bowman 8th. Tyler Reddick 9th. Chase Elliott rounds out the top 10. I think I'm still Only 1 lap down. I don't think I lost a second lap before that caution came out because I don't remember seeing Harvick get around us at least. So the good news is we should be only 1 lap down. The bad news is we are 1 lap down as it didn't stay green to the end of the stage. I have to start saving my tires a little bit better. That was getting hard to handle. I saved it, and I did not turn back to the right. Like, I had the car straight. I was in the gas, and then it just veered to the right and went head on into the wall. I don't know why it did that. It looked like I overcorrected it, but I wasn't turning anymore when it was straight. Oh, 4 tires on fuel, it looks like. Tires are down on the 12th car right now. Is this seriously a 2021 game? Yes, it is, unfortunately. iRacing still the way to go. Don't know how people play this. Well, I don't have iRacing. Well, that would be reason number 1. Green flag back in the air. I don't know how much speed that probably wrecked out of the 12 car. He's able to get down to the bottom in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Back in the 22nd position is Blaney right now, and I'd have to imagine that he is 1 lap down. Oh, major checkup off of turn 2. I don't think anybody pitted. Oh, that was a block that I probably shouldn't have made. It was a clean one, though. 12 on the 47. Another 115 laps in stage 2, same length stage 1 was. 3 wide. It looked like they were about to go 3 wide. I guess it was side by side. Getting into turns 3 and 4. One car scrapes the wall off the exit of turn 4. I think it was the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Two by 2 traffic at Darlington. I think, oh, Truex got in the side of somebody. I think that's David Reagan in the 36. I thought he was going to spin out. Everybody was hard on the brakes. Blaney had to go low to miss running into the back of Corey LaJoie in the 7. More cars making contact. Reddick and Busher. Outside lane stacking up with Quinn Houff right in front of the 17 car. Busher in the wall off the exit of turn 4. Into 1. Blaney, tight line right underneath the 00. Kept it off of him. Clears him in the middle of the corner. Carries a run off turn 2 now. Larson boxed in right now between David Reagan and Josh Bilicki. Blaney up to 21st. He's getting around these cars so quickly because there's a lot of slow cars that are holding traffic up, and he's just in the right line at the right time. Flipped on the turtles of the Daytona Road Course. I've been there before. Need to use the steering wheel. That might help a little bit. I don't know, though. I think this game's so broken, it probably doesn't matter. Will Custer down on the bottom. Blaney went low, had nowhere to go. Custer's really slow right now, right in front of the 12. How much Tyler Reddick gapped him already off the exit of the corner. Into turns 1 and 2. Blaney going to go to the outside. I definitely think the leader's pitted. Because Blaney still got speed in the race car, even with the damage. So, I'm guessing everybody hit pit road during the stage break. So it's going to be interesting to see how the 12's going to try to get his lap back. It's going to be another two-stop strategy in stage number 2. And unfortunately, not getting any stage points for Ryan Blaney is definitely going to be tough on him. Yeah, he might have been 50 points above the cutoff line, but stage points are going to matter immensely if you don't get that win in these first 3 races of this round. And of course, being back at 21st is not going to help anything either if he finishes right around this position. He's going to lose that giant cushion going into the next couple races. Now, he did dominate Richmond earlier this season. That was one of his 8 wins. But we have not been to Bristol yet. You don't want to have to rely on trying to win Richmond knowing that you may not make all 500 laps at Bristol. Richmond, I'm going to run on expert difficulty because of how easy that track is, so that might make it a lot harder anyway. I believe it was a 50% race earlier this year, though. Definitely going to be a 100%er this next time. Blaney looking to the outside. All right, that worked on Newman. Good run off the exit of the corner. He'll dive underneath the 19 of Truex. It'll make the pass on him into turn 3. Going to get underneath of the 43 car now of Eric Jones. That was a great set of corners for Ryan Blaney. Truex going down, trying to side draft the right rear corner panel of the 12 car. Towards turns 1 and 2. Blaney back to the outside of the 43 of Jones. Jones occupies the bottom. That's Chase Elliott getting held up behind the 53 car of Joey Gase. It's going to allow Blaney to get by both. Again, free pass does not work in this game. It's going to be tough for Blaney to unlap himself the traditional way rather than having a free pass opportunity. Definitely going to have to bank on short pitting again. Problem is, passing all these cars right now, he's definitely using his tires up again. Yeah, Richmond and Phoenix are going to be the 2 tracks that I'm going to have to run on expert. Everywhere else is champion difficulty. That's hard enough on this game. Especially without stability help on for a race tonight. Justin Haley not giving Blaney a lot of room. Blaney to the outside. Alright, Haley's got to move out of the way here. Blaney is definitely quicker. Haley's an extra lap down compared to even what the 12 is. On the outside again. I'll cut down to the bottom off the exit of turn 2 and I'll get around him that way. Yeah, I mean, I ran at Bristol dirt. I just haven't run at Bristol concrete. I did once, and that was it. And that was on the career mode. And I don't think I made all 500 laps that race, if I remember correctly. I don't even think I made it 100 laps, to be completely honest. I might be one of those streams where I DNF in the first half of the race and we have trivia the rest of the night. I honestly thought tonight was going to be one of those nights. I'm actually shocked I made it 128 laps. And I'm into stage 2 now. It might be a lap down because of blowing a tire once in this race. Because that last caution bled into the stage end, we are still sitting at just the 3 cautions today, all for incident. One kind of a glitch, another one potential glitch with how the car just veered to the right randomly in the middle of the straightaway, but needless to say, try not to get down that low on the straightaway again. Hopefully he doesn't do that. Blaney closing in on the 22 of Joey Logano in front of him. 18 laps on the tires right now. Trying to go 40 before he ends up hitting pit road. On the outside of the 22. Crossing over down to the bottom off the exit of the corner. Expecting the 22 car to move up. Good move by the 12. Drives it in deep into turns 3 and 4. A little slide job on his teammate. They'll clear him. Logano back up to the 9th place position. Lap down there for a little bit. And he running low, trying to keep his teammate behind him. He's going to overdrive turns 1 and 2 a little bit on entry. Logano's going to get around him. Blaney going to cross him back over. Good battle between the Penske cars. And he's got to run into turn 3. Not quite going to get underneath the 48 of Alex Bowman. Oh, he got into the back of him, though. Stalls Blaney up in the middle of the corner, and here comes Logano. Blaney with a block. He was clear. Didn't want the 22 car to get back to the inside into the corner. Cody Ware might hold up Alex Bowman just enough off turn 2 this time. Blaney's got to run. Oh, he nearly got turned. Trying to get around the outside of the 48 car. A little loose. And luckily did not get turned head-on into the inside wall. Kurt Busch was holding Bowman up just a little bit there. Saw how loose Blaney got off the exit of turn 2. Still has enough momentum to get to the inside of Kurt Busch in 7th place and pass him into turns 3 and 4. Way down towards the bottom, a little slide job by Blaney. Clears him, and he's got clean air in front of him now before Denny Hamlin in 6th. Got back into the top 10. Not sure if it was before the end of the stage or after the restart to start stage 2. I'm not sure if he got stage points or not. Ideally, Blaney could go 35, 40, and 40, so it doesn't matter exactly how he splits it up. So if his tires start to burn off a little quicker earlier in this run with having to pass some cars while being a lap down, he'll be willing to pit and make this the shorter of the 2 runs. He's still going to have to go at least 12 more laps. Around this mile and a third. Track that is too tough to tame. A massive run on Quinn Houff right down the backstretch. A pull out of line and make a pass on him into turn 3. Another lap car slowing up Christopher Bell, allowing Denny Hamlin to make a pass for 5th. Couldn't tell who that was. Looks like Josh Bilicki in the 52 car in 39th. Still holding up Bell into turns 1 and 2. Bell still getting held up by Bilicki, and Blaney's going to drive underneath the 20 car, trapping him behind the 52 again. And Blaney going to easily be able to blow around the 52 of Bilicki. Stays clear off turn 4 in front of Bell. How about Austin Dillon in 4th? Back in 2020, finished 2nd in the Southern 500. Leo Elestico, welcome to the stream. Hopefully I said your last name correctly. Passing on the outside of this game is so dangerous, though. Especially on the more narrow tracks like this one. Good run on Denny Hamlin. On the bottom, he'll make the pass into turns 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get to the outside of the 34 car of Michael McDowell. Hamlin going to try to cross Blaney over. Oh, jeez. I tried to hop in line behind him. About hooked him. McDowell holding up the 11 of Hamlin now. 3 wide to the inside off turn 2 as Hamlin and Blaney split McDowell. Blaney holds clear of Hamlin. Oh, power slide into turn 3. I think he's all right. He catches the car quickly enough. And now Cole Custer's holding up the 4th place car of Austin Dillon. Hamlin looking low into turns 1 and 2. Blaney into the back of the 10 of Almirola, who checked up big time getting into the first turn. It's getting sketchy. I can feel my car starting to skate down the straightaways again like it did at the end of stage 2. It is not a comfortable feeling. Hamlin with a run off turn 4. You can see my car moving around on the straightaways. I'm not trying to do that. Not trying to do that either. Okay. Blaney's all right. Just about got turned by Almirola. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Well, now's the time to pit. Oh my. Oh, how did that happen? Just back it up. Back it up. Just back it into the pit lane. There we go. Turn around. Turn around. 4 tire stop for Ryan Blaney. He's pitting a little bit earlier what he wants to. It's going to have to be a 2-stop stage anyway. Darlington had 3 races in 2020. They did. I'm trying to figure out why the car gets that loose on the straightaway. It's just like wiggling back and forth, and then I got against the wall and I couldn't get off of it. And then when I did, I get turned from behind. Well, this is going to put Blaney another lap down, probably 2. The car almost feels looser on the straightaways than what it does in the corners on older tires, which is very odd. Some of that might have to do with the damage. Why not repair the car? Because it takes too much time. And you can't, it doesn't even do anything anyway. You try to repair the car, it really doesn't actually repair the car. It's all for graphical effects. Blaney trying to take advantage on fresh tires now. Look to try to get as many of these positions back as possible. He's just put back in another position where he has to push hard again. I don't know what the strategy is here. Probably just to get back in the lead lap before the final stage starts so he could actually try to save tires in the final stage. That's probably going to be more of a 3-stop stage versus a 2-stop stage in both stage 1 and stage 2. Then he could try to make this a 3-stop stage. Just got to the outside of the 48. Alex Bowman just cleared him back down to the bottom in the middle of the corner. Not even full car repair? No, it doesn't. Like, if you have speed taken out because of damage, you can't repair that damage. And if you don't have speed taken out of the damage, why repair damage anyway? Because it takes so much time. Pit stops are already slower. It's just a normal 4-tire stop, even without any adjustment changes or damage repair. than everybody else.
Clear, clear, clear.
It's almost like the length of 2 full pit stops in one. So I'd have to assume Blaney is 3 laps down as we run. He's going to get one of those 3 laps back before the rest of the field pits, and then he'll get at least another lap back when they pit. Depending on where he is in comparison to the leaders, maybe he gets both back. Go part throttle in this game. Well, that's the weird thing, though, is because when you let out of the gas in this game, it almost feels like the car gets super, super light, too. Even on the straightaways. That was kind of a problem I had at Daytona. Unless you have stability help on, which I don't. I knew I gassed it up too soon. Blaney wouldn't wear his tires out as much if he didn't go down to the apron as low as he did, obviously. Especially the transition from the apron to the banking in the middle of the corner. It's definitely wearing the tires out a little bit quicker. It's probably why he was able to save his tires as much as he did during that very opening run of the race. But also, that's really the only way to pass around this racetrack as quickly as he wants to with this fresh tire advantage. It's a little bit of an uncompromised position. I don't want to play a stability help on. In certain tracks, the car is just too tight. And this would probably be one of them because of how narrow it is. I don't want to be extra tight. I had a little bit of a tighter setup going into this race, and for the first run, it wasn't bad, but it's like when I pit, my setup for practice and qualifying was not the same. The car is a little bit too loose in the long run now. I mean, think about it. I went 44 laps on tires that very first run on green flag laps, and I have not been able to go 35 laps since during a run. Losing control. And before it was because it was tight, but now it's because it's loose and the rear tires are burning quicker than the front tires. And he back up to 30th. Gonna have another spot for position just up ahead with the 62. Brendan gone. Got some cars on pit road right now. 39 laps into the stage.
Still there. Clear, clear.
Lenny was in the 21st position when he pit. First car 1 lap down. Quinn Houff pitting this time. That checked up the Rick Ware cars of Cody Ware and Joey Gase on the outside. A lot for Blaney to get around them both as far back as he was through 3 and 4. Michael McDowell in the 34 down the bottom. He's back in 37th. Yeah, I don't have traction control on either. I don't have any sort of stability help. Contact with the back of Bubba Wallace.
All clear.
Custer just exited the pit lane. Lenny in the wall. Turns 3 at 4. Here's a 3 wide move to the bottom. Pass for position on Corey LaJoie in there. Lenny to 26th. Looney Tune GT, welcome to the stream. Big run by Custer. He forgot he has fresher tires. Lenny dives underneath the 47. Stenhouse, slight bit of contact in the middle of the corner with Ricky. Blaney power sliding all the way through turns 1 and 2. I just kind of let that turn the car for itself. It worked. I mean, he pitted just 15 laps ago and the car's already starting to snap loose on him at this point in the run. It's like every time I make a pit stop, the car gets looser earlier into the run. That's not going to help. Contact with Kyle Busch. It's back around 42 of Ross Chastain. Slamming on the brakes. Locking him up into turn 3. Result of that power slide from Ryan Blaney as he is able to get around 17 of Buescher. He's got a few more cars in front of him, and then he can try to get back towards the clean air. That was a massive move by the 12. Still has the 41 of Custer right behind him. And Custer's got fresher tires. Blaney with a slide job on the 6 of Newman. This is the time where a rearview mirror would be nice in this game. Because Cole Custer keeps getting a run on the 12 car. The 12's got fresher tires than everybody he's been passing, but the 41 of Custer's got even fresher tires than that. Oh, man, that was not going to work. No caution. Oh, there's a caution, and now Blaney's trapped 3 laps down. Oh, wow. Yeah, when you think it can't get any worse. I'm pitting for fuel tires. I don't care. I usually don't if I'm involved in the accident. Everybody else is pitting right now, and I'm already 3 laps down because of that caution. I think that caution getting trapped 3 laps down is a penalty enough. Echo Force Racing, welcome to the stream. This game is not better, by the way, Looney Tune GT. Clayton iPad, welcome to the stream. Well, I'm not sure. It's probably going to have Blaney at the rear of the field. Yep. 29th. Green flag in the air. Get down to the bottom. He was out of the gas immediately on the start. So Ryan Blaney 3 laps down, middle of stage 2. And it's still a one-stop race to the end of the stage for everybody. So he is trapped 3 laps down with that untimely caution. One car in the wall. Blaney down to the bottom to block Tyler Reddick. Not as much of a stack up as I thought there was going to be that time. Off of turn 2. And with the power slide, 3 wide into the corner. I've heard the expression 8 tires are better than 4. How about 12 tires being better than 4? Product of what you just saw moments ago. I've seen AI crashes in this game. I wouldn't say that they don't crash. They don't crash on their own, like they need to have contact to crash, whether it's with another AI car or with you. I'll say most of the time that you make contact with them, you're the one that's losing control. When he's sending a lot of his tires up these first couple laps into the run, you can see the tire tracks he's leaving down in the middle of the corner some of the time, just trying to get hard on the brakes to keep from running in the back of some of these slower cars that are in front of him. 14 got a little loose on the outside off turn 4. It checked everybody up. Lenny in 26, but again, he has 3 laps down right now. If he can get back to 1 lap down by the end of the stage, maybe he'll have a shot to win from there. Well, the only hope. There's the run he was looking for the whole time. He's going to go 3 wide into turn 3. The 52 Balicki's probably going to be slowing up on the outside. Blaney's going to be able to clear. Nope, never mind. And around goes Blaney and Balicki. Caution's out again.
Pits are closed.
NASCAR 6 is a better game than this. Yes, obviously. That's why I've been playing a lot of it recently. I'm just trying to get this season done. That's why I'm doing as many of these streams as possible. Oh my goodness.
Clear all around.
I don't know how many cautions that is now. Blaney's still 3 down. He's going to have less laps to get those laps back. He's going to go right back to the rear of the field again. Oscar Ramirez Herrera, welcome to the stream. That was just an aggressive move by me. I'm starting to be too aggressive now, and that's what's causing the last 2 wrecks. I wouldn't be put in this spot if I wasn't 3 laps down. I've just made mistakes. I mean, it's what's costing me. I mean, I could say the game is hard, whatever. You know, this game is difficult, but with no stability help, especially at this track, to pass cars, not make contact. But the fact of the matter is, I know that that is the case, and I'm pushing it over the limit, trying to get these laps back, and that's why I'm pushing myself into more and more incidences. Again, this is costly, though, for the playoff standings. Not a race Ryan Blaney wanted to have to kickstart the postseason if he's going to want a shot to win his first career championship. Contact with Corey LaJoie, the 7. Keeps control. Blaney slides. Got back into the gas on the apron to turn the car to the right again. He had to get on the brakes to keep it off the wall. Echo Force Racing. My favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. That's why we're driving as him for this season. It's also why I'll be at the SRX race this weekend. Sharon Speedway. Get to see both him and his dad, Dave Blaney, race against each other. That'll be a lot of fun. Still 50 laps to go yet, stage 2. And he's got to get through these back marker cars. I mean, he only has a few lap pressure tires on him, but should be much quicker. 3 wide. Fortunately, that contact didn't knock him loose that time into turns 3 and 4, getting into the 10. Ooh, Almirola almost slid up into the 62 car. Using up Corey LaJoie. Gotta be careful of that. Whoa, man. No contact. About spun the car out that time. I'm telling you guys, the car is getting looser and looser and looser every time I make a pit stop. I don't know why it does that. I feel like that's just a game thing. I was tight, didn't make an adjustment the first stop. Then it got loose after about 35 laps in the run. Then it got loose after about 30 laps. Then I wrecked about 25 laps into the run being loose. And now I'm loose after 12 laps on these tires. I got loose again. I didn't mean to steer that far to the left off the exit of the corner. And hopping up to the outside. That might not be the way to go to get around Josh Balicki into turns 1 and 2, but he's going to try it. All right, well, he got around him cleanly on the outside. I didn't think that was going to work out as well as it did. 3 wide to the bottom off the exit of turn 2 to get by McDowell and Priest. Yeah, I just mentioned I was going for the SRX race this weekend. Yeah, so no live stream on Saturday. Get to the outside of James Davison in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Good corner for the 12 of Blaney. Hope we don't get any more game glitches. Pass on Davison was for position. Cody Ware is going to be for a spot as well. Move Blaney back to 26th, where he's been for a large part of the race when he's been 2 or 3 laps down. Drove in deep on corner entry. Backs the corner up in the center. Steers underneath of Ware, and he'll get around him on the backstretch. David Reagan at 25th up ahead. That'll be a spot. Hamlin to the inside of Eric Jones. We'll say in dirty air, the car's not getting overly tight, and that's one thing I'm surprised that the car is as loose as it is, especially in traffic and behind other cars, because usually in this game the dirty air plays a big effect. Now I know it's a 750 track versus a 550 track, but it's still usually the case. Not tonight for whatever reasons, even with the cooler temperatures. Of course, running in the nighttime is going to be much cooler track conditions as well. The track itself, even through practice and all that, wasn't as slick as what the Goodyear 400 was earlier this season. I've tried iRacing before, but not like on my own rig. The NASCAR Hall of Fame's got something there, and tried it for a couple hours while I was there once. Laney loose off turn 2. That again is another wreck for the 12 car. That's going to be another caution. And that'll be caution number 6 of the night. It got loose off turn 4. And again, it looks like I overcorrected into the wall, but I don't even touch the analog stick. When it was left and turning left that time, I was on the throttle, hoping it would straighten itself out like it had a couple times earlier in the run, and it turned back to the right without me touching it. Car gets tight on you in this game. If you have stability help on, that's probably why. That's why I don't use stability help. Car gets way too tight. Certain tracks, like I said, I do, but it's not one of them. Sai Z, welcome to the stream. I am having my fits with this one today. Blaney hasn't DNF though. So that's good. Second favorite driver? I rooted for Greg Biffle when I was growing up. So it'd be kind of cool to see him racing in the SRX race as well. What? I'm not doing that! That's it. That's it. Hang on. I'm bringing out a caution. I did not do that. Why does the car turn right like that in the middle of the straightaway? Okay, never mind. Caution wasn't even for me anyway. I don't know what it couldn't have been for me. I was... Jeez Louise, man. I think there's no limit to how many sets of tires I can use. I was not frustrated at all, but I was making my own mistakes early on. But now these last 3 accidents have not been my fault. Why is it doing that? Why is the car just turning right on the restart? I remember, like I said earlier, the first time, that's the third time it's happened now. Oh, like I'm not even touching the analog stick. This is 2 races in a row. This game is frying my brain. Daytona on Friday, and now this one tonight. Lap 207 on the restart. Green flag back in the air. I didn't turn the car to the right that time. Blaney's still 3 laps down. Got 8 cautions. Just restart. I'm not restarting. I'm already 200 laps in. Are you crazy? Why would I restart this race? And you're asking me to run over 500 laps at Darlington. No, thank you. This is hard enough. Help, my pants don't fit. Welcome to the stream. Flicks, welcome as well. Derek Booth, I see you in the chat. We're going to get through this together. Hopefully, I can make these final 160 laps as clean as possible. Blaney, again, if you're just tuning in, 3 laps down still. 8 cautions have not panned out his way. And somehow has to try. He's got a little bit fresher tires right now, so it's a little bit of an advantage. I don't know. They might not have to pit before the end of the stage, like they originally were going to, because of how many cautions we've seen this stage. We had 3 for incident in stage 1, and we've already had 5 for incident in stage 2. Blaney's car getting loose early in the run. Cody Ware trying to throw a block off turn 2. 12 car got right into him. Eric Jones scrapes the wall off the exit of turn 4. I'm trying to keep my composure. Check up by Justin Haley in the middle of the corner. Check up off turn 2 as well. And just got to the inside of Chase Elliott that time. In 24th with how many other cars are also 3 laps down or more. At least for the sake of the playoffs, Blaney's happy he hasn't DNF'd. Got less than 20 laps to go in the stage. If they don't pit to the end of the stage, Blaney's going to hope he gets a lap back as he runs into the back. See, like, shouldn't that knock Kurt Busch loose? You would think. You would think that would knock Kurt Busch loose, not me. I'm not 3 wide, but alright. Considering Blaney's 3 laps down, there's actually less than 20 laps. Probably about this time by 14 laps to go on the stage. He's got to try to run down Harvick on these fresh tires to get one of his 3 laps back very soon. If they pit, bonus, he'll probably get 2 laps back. It'll be 1 lap down to start the final stage instead of 2. Mess up his pants. Ernie Francis Jr., Ryan Hunter-Reay. Oh, were you talking about favorite driver in the SRX series? I thought you were talking like just in general. That was a risky clearance off the exit of turn 4. Chris Buescher's up in the 8th place position. He had a strong end to the regular season. Unfortunately, he didn't make the playoffs. Logano moves up right in front of Blaney off the exit of turn 2. Blaney cuts down to the bottom as Logano almost got in the wall. Heading towards turns 3 and 4. Slide job incoming. Oh, we got cars pitting. Bubba Wallace is going to miss pit road. So they are pitting to the end of the stage, and luckily Blaney did not wreck Bubba Wallace. Because that would not have been a good timing caution for the 12. There's Harvick coming out of the pits. He must have pitted the lap before. Blaney's going to be alert that they're going to pit now. Tough break for Wallace, who just got inside the top 10. Kurt Busch trying to pit. Don't wreck, don't wreck. No! God! God bless America. I knew that. Why'd I do that? Jesus. That's caution number 9. I don't think that ended the stage. So we'll probably have a restart with a few laps left in the stage. I knew better than to make that move. Man, that's going to trap Harvick a lap down. Blaney's still going to be 3 down. Green flag back in the air. Is not taking off all the restarts. I doubt he's going to be able to get back in the lead lap to the end of the stage. We only have 5 more laps left in this stage. Massive checkup off turn 2. Let's not everybody pit. 3 wide for a brief moment through turns 3 and 4 up ahead. 1 car in the wall. It was Justin Haley off the exit of turn 4. In the back of Denny Hamlin. And he hit him again. His poor pants. Oh, Reddick trying to pit now, and he gets turned. My God. No caution. That's going to stack up the 12 car. Why didn't he pit under the yellow with everybody else? He deserved it. All time something like that happened when we stay green. Should be the final lap of the stage this time by, I'd have to imagine. If not, then that means Blaney's miraculously 2 laps down and not 3 down. I guess when that caution came out, he could have gotten a lap back immediately. The last yellow, it's possible. We'll find out this time by at the start-finish line as Blaney's in 26th. Green-white checkered flag, not in the air yet, so it looks like Ryan Blaney is only 2 laps down, so he did make up a lap right before that caution. He could have made up 2 laps, but he only made up 1. He's definitely going to pit for fresh tires during the stage break. Stage should end this time by. Oh, it's still not over. Maybe Blaney's only 1 lap down in 26th. Okay, maybe I'm not as upset as I once was. So maybe Ryan Blaney is only 1 lap down. Stage end. Once the top 10 crosses the start-finish line. Newman was in 10th. He was about to cross the start-finish line, but the yellow came out before that. Anyway, that's going to be caution number 10 in the race with the second stage break of the day. Blaney's going to finish 26th. A lot further back than what he was at the end of stage number 1. But no stage points tonight for the points leader coming into the first race of the playoffs. William Byron will win stage 2 today. Kevin Harvick back up to 3rd on that final restart, but dominator the day so far. He's still going to be the one to beat into the final stage, despite the fact that he did not win stage 2 like he did back at stage 1. Truex finishes 2nd, Harvick 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, and Chris Busch, who rounds out the top 5. Austin Dillon 6th, Kyle Larson 7th, Daniel Suarez 8th, Eric Jones 9th, and Ryan Newman rounds out the top 10 in stage number 2. I didn't actually throw something. I took the controller out of my hand before I threw it. I don't think I've ever thrown a controller before. I didn't want this to be the first time. I had to get up. I had to cool off for a second. I think it's the first time I think I've ever raged on the channel. Oh jeez. Only a lap down. All right. My inner Kyle Busch came out in me. I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. I had enough adrenaline going there for a second. I could have probably knocked out like 100 push-ups before I... I just did 3 only because I actually worked out earlier today. So I was already kind of sore when I got down my hands and knees. Oh, jeez. Well, Blaney looks to be a lap down right now as we start this final stage. He's got fresher tires than the rest of the field. He's got to be careful making moves, but he's going to have to make them. He's going to be aggressive down into turns 3 and 4. 3 wide to the inside. A lot of stacking up going on the bottom lane. I don't even own a gun. I wouldn't know where to get one. Well, obviously a gun store, but I meant like in the spur of the moment I wouldn't know where to get one. I guess my grandpa has it. Oh, jeez. Thought about going 3 wide underneath Quinn Houff. He didn't check up as much as Blaney wanted him to. Logano scrapes the wall off the exit of turn 4. And we got more than 5 laps of fuel. This final stage is probably going to be a 3-stop stage. Although it's only... Yeah, it's probably going to be a 3-stop stage. 40, 40, 40. I'll take the 120, so... 3 pit stops in this final stage is what Blaney's going to have to do to make it to the finish. Can he make up all this time? Remember, he was fastest in practice, and really boils down to all the start of the mistakes. He qualified 16th. It wasn't a great qualifying lap. He definitely had the potential to start on the pole. It didn't work out for him. And that put him back in traffic. He got up to 4th place at one point in time before having that first accident. And then things really spiraled out of control in stage 2, but it seems as if he's only 1 lap down right now.
We'll be pitting in about 5 laps. Stay left. 3 wide. Kept you up top. Clear, clear. Stay left. 3 wide.
Yeah, not to mention it's warm in this room right now with
Your line. All clear.
it being 90 degrees at my house today. The heat's getting to me. The game's getting to me mentally. I thought Daytona was bad. This is even worse, but we have to power through. I can't just quit like I did at Daytona. This is the playoffs.
Stay left.
Blaney's trying to power through. Big block by, I think that was Chase Elliott on the 10 of Almirola.
Still there.
And he gets to the inside of the 10 car off the exit of turn 4. Chase Elliott pulling out to try and make a move on Ryan Preece in the 37 car.
Still there. All clear.
That was a close moment there with Chase Briscoe.
Got one right. Clear, clear. Car right. Still there.
Contact with Almirola off the exit of turn 2, stalling
Clear, clear.
both of those 2 race cars out. Chase Elliott boxed in. Ryan Preece about got in the wall off turn 4. He might have scraped it just a little bit. Chase Elliott's in 12th. Hasn't had a great run today.
Three wide. Kept you up top.
3 wide to the bottom. Blaney gonna get around Elliott on the backstretch.
Car right.
He's gonna outbrake Anthony Alfredo into the corner for 25th as well. Joey Gase in 24th, just up ahead.
We'll be pitting in about 5 laps.
Blaney to the outside of Gase.
Got one left. Car
Has enough room to make that run. That was a great corner for Ryan Blaney.
clear, clear.
He risked it a little too much that time. Power slide off the exit of turn 4.
Stay left.
He's going to work his way back onto the racetrack. Joey Gase just got around on the outside.
5 laps.
Chase Elliott incoming on the bottom. Blaney blocks him to the inside into turn 1.
Car right.
Blaney's been battling loose conditions all day.
Clear,
We get
clear.
back around Joey Gase through turns 3 and 4.
We'll be
Mark
pitting
DeMars, welcome to the stream. I'm in 24th right now after that pass on Gase. And it's looking like the 12 car is 1 lap down to start this final stage. Trying to make the comeback.
Got one right. Clear all around. Clear all around. Stay left.
Blaney hard on the brakes, trying to keep it off of Denny Hamlin. He went in with a deep dive into the corner. Realized he had no chance of being able to clear him with where the 10th place car, Ryan Newman, was right in front of that. So now DiBenedetto and Newman both inside the top 10, despite not being in the playoffs. I think Chris Buescher's still in the top 10 as well. Big run. This is going to be an opportunity for Blaney to get around Hamlin and Newman this time into turn 3. Outbreaks them both.
Clear, clear.
All clear. Blaney has a little bit fresher tires right now,
Okay, we have to pit.
heading during the stage break when nobody else did. It's only got about 7 lap fresher tires though. So they'll even out at some point in time during this run, but for the moment, not so much.
Car right.
Blaney beats DiBenedetto back to the throttle.
Car right.
So Keselowski's falling back to 18. Daniel Suarez in 7th. Eric Jones in 8th. Good runs going for both of those guys. Blaney got to clear DiBenedetto. Nice run off the exit of turn 4 as he closes in on the 43 of Jones.
This time. Bring it to us this time.
Having the side of Jones just a little bit.
Got one right.
Left her corner panel. The 43 car.
Still there.
Pulling out of line into turn 3. Kept a little bit of momentum up. So beat it back to the gas off the exit. And yeah, Buescher's in 6th, so he's still in the top 10.
All right, bring it to us this time. Bring it to us this time.
Yeah, I'm definitely... Well, it's weird, though, because I was able to... I don't know. I mean, I would have thought I was still 3 laps down.
Stay left.
But I don't even know anymore, because we actually made it to lap 114 as if I was 2 laps down at the... Or 1 lap down at the end of the last stage. But as I see Keselowski's in 18th up here, he's got to be 1 lap down, which means I'm at least 2 down. Again, I don't know how, but...
Stay right. Stay right. Clear, clear.
Very lucky Blaney didn't blow a tire there.
Clear, clear, clear.
Glued to the wall as soon as he made contact with it off turn 2. Keselowski was able to get right back around. He tried to run the outside to get around Brad. Just gassed it up a little too soon. Good run on the 2 car on the backstretch into turn 3 again.
Clear all around.
Make the pass on the inside this time, and he's easily going to be able to clear him in the middle of the corner.
Okay, we have to pit next time out. Got one right.
Chargers past Buescher off turn 2. Larson in 5th. Austin Dillon 4th. We haven't really talked about it, but obviously the winner of this race is going to lock themselves into the next round of the playoffs as long as it's a playoff driver. And I think of everybody in the top 5, they're all playoff drivers, despite the fact that there are 4 cars 6th through 9th on the leaderboard that are not playoff drivers. Lenny a little loose off turn 2. Stays in the gas, though. To stay to the inside of Larson into turn 3. He'll slide clear on the 5 car of Larson in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
All right, bring it to us this time. Bring it to us this time. Stay
Leads
left.
Busch back to the gas.
Still there.
Kyle in 17th. He's also 1 lap down,
All around.
presumably. Lenny gets around him to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Kevin Harvick in 2nd. He's still trying to catch William Byron, who won stage 2.
One left.
Wow, big run by Busch
Clear all around.
towards turn 1. But he didn't realize he was going to be there.
Stay right.
Blaney just enough room off turn 2. You can see his car skating on the straightaway right now. He's going to have to let Austin Dillon go into turn 3 to get back towards the outside. And Blaney is trying to put himself back in line again. He's going to beat Dillon back to the gas off of turn 4.
All right, bring it to us this lap.
A little treacherous to try and get around him on the top that last time. He's going to try it again, though.
One down low. All right, hold your line.
Returns 1 and 2 this go around. Scrapes the wall just a little bit. Didn't blow a tire, though. Barely clear of Dillon. That worked out better than it probably should have.
All right, bring it to us this lap.
Guys, I can't look at the chat right now. I tried on the straightaway, but the car's moving around so much on the straightaway again. Lane underneath the 20 of Bell. Towards turn 3. Pass is going to be made, which means Blaney's going to have clean air in front of him now. After clearing the 20, who was in 3rd. And actually, Bell's in 2nd now. Dillon's in 3rd. I think Harvick pit. That'd be a tough break for him if he's going to be out of the race. Jeez. Light flashed before my eyes there. That car got really loose off turn 2. And you're trying to go 40 laps this time. Seems like Byron's getting held up by some of the slower lap cars right now, as he's caught the back of the field. Quinn Houff be the next car in front of him. At least the clean air's working out well for the 12 car for the time being. Caution free in the final stage to this point. Blaney goes 40 laps this run too. And he could probably shorten up the next few runs with knowing he still has to pit 2 more times to the end of the race following this. Quinn Houff pulling out of line, potentially going to try to make a pass on Cole Custer. Blaney into the back of the 0-0. Lucky not to wreck there. Byron's starting to pull away. There's 3 lap cars between the top 2 again. Drives underneath Houff. Why is my car moving on the straightaway? It's risky to run side by side with somebody on the straightaway right now with just how loose the car is. Like I said, it's looser in the straightaways than what it is in the corners right now. It just feels like I'm driving on air on the straightaways. Towards turns 1 and 2, Blaney going to get to the outside of Balicki in the 52 car. Clears him off the exit of the corner. It's going to have a good run off the outside down the back straightaway. William Byron, next car in front of him, desperately needs this lap back. It'd be huge if a caution came out after he gets it back. Come on, car. So skatey. He's dealing with tight on entry and really loose to the middle off. Especially in turns 3 and 4 more than 1 and 2. Except for the very, very exit to turn 2. Carried a lot of speed into 3 and 4 that time. I don't know how, but somehow Blaney's going to have to make it 10 more laps. He's got a massive run down the backstretch heading towards turn 3 as he closes in on William Byron. Come on, car. Come on, car. Not as low as Blaney wanted to enter going into turns 1 and 2. Oh, car. Come on. Why is it turning to the right on the straightaways like that? Blaney's going to pit. He's going to pit. in, back it in, back it in, back it in. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get there, get there, get there. All right. Turn it around. Turn it around. Oh, wow. Reddick's in, too. Well, that was a little bit costly. Blaney obviously needed tires. First of 3 stops in the final stage. Lifelong Astros fan, welcome to stream. Ice to Monkey 92 Hammer, welcome. Mark to Mars, I see you. Like driving on ice. I know, it's not even like driving on ice. It's so floaty on the straightaways. It moves around so much, and if I don't angle it right going into the corner, that's when it affects my corner entry. And where the car gets loose in the center corner, kind of like you saw going into 3 and 4 that last time. Christopher Bell won yesterday at New Hampshire. Yeah, that was not a fast pit stop considering Reddick was right in front of Blaney on pit road. And he's going to have much fresher tires. Come on, game! Jesus.
Stay left. All clear. Stay left. Stay left. Clear, clear, clear.
Nice. Traffic right in front of the 12 car. Cycled in line behind. Coming out of the pits. I don't even know where Tyler Reddick went anymore.
Clear all around. Clear all around. One left. One left. One down low. Clear, clear.
And he didn't quite get his laps back on the 24 car of William Byron. Needs this race to stay green and not afford losing another lap. Charles Sasser, welcome to the stream. That is why you play 06, not 21. Yep. We definitely have more people in now than when I raged earlier in the race. I might clip it. Maybe. Not the most professional moment in channel history. A lot of clean air around the 12 right now. It's definitely a point at which he can make up quite a bit of time on the fresh tires. William Byron trying to go back-to-back and get his 3rd win of the season. This one would lock him into the round of 12 of the playoffs. Kevin Harvick, who dominated the first half of the race today, nowhere to be found all of a sudden in the top 5. I don't know if he may have DNF'd. I haven't seen him really since the last restart and the start of stage 3. Don't wear pants, I burn them. Cars end up deciding to pit too. Blaney's going to have to be careful so he doesn't turn him like happened with Bubba Wallace earlier. Barely kept it off the wall off turn 2. Stays in the gas. Quickly gets around the 36. David Reagan. Hovers towards the outside of the 77 of Justin Haley. A lot of side-by-side traffic up ahead. Then he's going to have a run into turns 1 and 2 into the back of the 78. car gets squeezed into the wall. That was the 42 of Ross Chastain. And there's Harvick in 14th. Not sure what exactly has happened to the 4 car. But he has definitely fallen way back. Now Harvick scrapes the wall off turn 4. Lenny to the bottom. Power slide into turn 3. Harvick's trapped on the outside, 3 wide. Good move by Blaney. Made it work. Stays low under Anthony Alfredo. I think what, Blaney was in 24th when he hit pit road. At least 2 laps down. Got another car leaving the pits currently. Thought Bubba Wallace was going to go to the bottom that time. He kind of ran the middle. There was no room for Blaney to go high or low. Got around him on the outside off the exit. Just saw Matt DiBenedetto come out of the pits. So we know he's not going to end up pitting. So Blaney can stay pretty safely behind the 21 car. Almirola holding up to Benedetto enough that Blaney gets around both Matty D and the 10 of Almirola that time. Almirola not in the playoffs. Only SHR car that made the playoffs was Kevin Harvick with 2 wins in the regular season. Had a top 5 regular season points finish as well, so quite a few playoff points for Harvick coming in. Some stage wins to go along with it. Chase Elliott pulling into the pits. Blaney trying to slide back into line. Couldn't quite get around the 34. We'll get around the 48 that time. 22 of Logano in 3rd. May try to pit. Blaney got around him right before he did. Logano is coming in too. Risky pass by the 12th car, but he made it work. How low can you go? He's right back to 24th, which is where he was, prior to him pitting. We haven't had the lighting glitch at all today, though. I'm very surprised. I mean, it's complete darkness. I doubt we're going to get it now. Less than 100 laps to go. Less than 90 laps left, in fact. Cars coming out of the pit lane down towards the bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Preece was moving his way up as Blaney was on the outside off the exit of turn 2. I knew he was going to keep coming up. I didn't think it was going to be as close as what it was. I also thought he was going to move up a little bit further down the straightaway and not right off the exit of turn 2 like he did. Had a lot of close calls today. Martin Truex Jr. hasn't made a stop yet in the 19 car. He's in second place. Ryan Preece in the 37 going down to the bottom. Car's starting to move all over the place on the straightaway again for Blaney. Oh, Preece almost cleans out Truex. Blaney loose off turn 2. He power slides. Hangs on. Car turns back to the right on its own. He overcorrected. Back to the bottom just for it to turn back to the right a third time. And takes a slow hit into the inside retaining wall. What a nightmare of a race for the 12 team. Car just starting to float down the straightaways again, just like it did before. You would think to pit now, but he can't afford to. Anytime he was gaining on fresh tires, so much for it. What is... And now the tire's down on the 12. And there's the caution. Well, now he'll pit. Why does it turn right on the straightaways like that? I don't understand. Oh. Wouldn't the steering offset be to the left? Isn't it always to the left, especially on this game? Why is it going to the right all of a sudden? I don't know what the timestamp was of me raging. Oh, man. Well, I don't know how many laps down Blaney is right now. He's probably like 3 or 4 down. Green flag back in the air. Harvick's back up to second again. Big stack up at turns 1 and 2. And a stack up off the exit at turn 2 as well. Wide. Quinn Half, Chase Elliott. We're now 3 wide with 2 up top. Now we are. Not anymore. Here's the run. And now slowing up the bottom lane right now. Blaney going to try to gas it up to get around the 51. Just did. 43 checks up in the middle of the corner. Still check it up. Kind of surprised with all the accidents. 11 cautions in the race today. That he's been right around like 21st to 26 almost the entire time. No matter how many laps down he seems to go. He's going to try to outbrake the 52 car Bilicki into turn 3. Look how low he was going into the corner. Slides clear of both Bilicki and Busch. Kept it off the wall. Buescher, on the other hand, the 17 couldn't keep it off the wall. Blaney moving up. Oh, well, that didn't. Whoa! Upside down goes the 12. Up on his side, and around he goes. Jeez Louise. The over-aggressive nature of trying to get the... I'm not even disappointed in myself anymore. I obviously know I wouldn't race this aggressive any other time. It's kind of the same thing with Daytona. I wouldn't be this aggressive if I wasn't so many laps down. I wouldn't be so many laps down if the game physics were actually proper. You know, like almost any other NASCAR game. I said almost any other NASCAR game. Oh, back to 27th for the restart. Green flag back in the air. I thought I was going to flip. That was actually a realistic hit into the inside wall. And no caution. Wow. Alright, well, so be it. Me talking about how bad the game is, I wouldn't consider that as the rage part. I'd file that into the complaining portion of the game more than rage. I mean, you guys saw me rage once earlier. That was probably the only time I've... Maybe Blaney's day's done. I don't know how it's not. He has a DNF, so he's going to get more than 1 point out of the day. 27th. Right now, you get 10 points. He's trying to get as many positions as he can. I would imagine the rest of the field still has to pit 2 more times. Maybe Blaney can make it a 1-stop. Maybe. Probably not, but we'll see if he can. Race sponsored by Levi's, it might as well be at this point. Ballpark grasses. I don't know how long ago the rage was. All the cautions so far in today's race, 12 of them so far. 11 for incident and 1 regular stage break itself. Definitely lengthened this race out quite a bit, and we're almost at the 3-hour mark. It's already going to be a long 500-mile race as it was. I think the only other 500-mile races left this year would be Talladega and Texas. If, of course, we make it that far into the playoffs. I still want to win the championship. I never got a chance to win a title in this game. 0-for-2 right now. This is not going to be a good start to the playoffs for Ryan Blaney. He's going to have to go into Richmond having to have a good day if he's going to want a shot to make it into the round of 12 even, and not be a round of 16 exit despite being the #1 seed with 56 playoff points and being 50 points above the cutoff line to start the round. Scrape into the wall off turn 4. Gonna end up blowing another tire here before long. Keep hitting that wall.
Stay right. Still there. Still clear, clear, clear. Clear, clear, clear.
Remember when we had that epically good race in the first 30 laps of the race? Got up to 4th, then that first accident transpired into another, and it was just on from there. I don't know how many laps down we are. This 12th car seems really tight right now, to be completely honest. About as tight as the car's been all day. Go to the outside of turns 1 and 2. Get around Josh Bilicki there.
All clear.
Then back into the pits goes the 12.
Easy back to pit road. Don't tear it up.
I like how Custer didn't wreck there. I don't know how, but he didn't wreck. I hit him in the left rear corner panel up the exit of turn 2. I got loose, then I hit him again in the left rear corner panel, and he just kept driving like fine. I was the one who got loose, you know. Hit his left rear corner panel not once but twice, but I was the one that spun out. And it's going to cost Blaney more positions, you'd have to imagine. Unless there's that many cars out of the race. No, he's back to 29th. All right, I was going to say. He's still going to have to pit one more time from here. I don't know if the rest of the field is going to just race with 3 tires. I'm trying to salvage every position I can. I don't want to go into Bristol on the cutoff line. I know I'm probably not going to make it in that race. Blaney back to 35th. Dillon back to 12th. He was in the top 3. Bowman was in 4th, I believe, before that last caution. He's in 13th. Ahead of Cody Ware? Probably not. I think he was like 20-something last I remember. Like I said, though, as many times as I've wrecked today, I'm surprised I'm still in the race. Just gained 3 positions since coming out of the pits. Blaney now to 32nd.
Clear, clear, clear. Stay left. Clear, clear, clear.
Keeping your settings on, rookie. Like I said, Blaney won Richmond earlier this season. It was a 50% race, so not a 100% race, but hopefully that can translate in some way, shape, or form. He's going to get around Ryan Preece for 31st. Again, he's trying to get all the points he can right now. I'll try to have the playoff standings uploaded onto the community tab of the channel sometime tomorrow following today. Tonight's race. 37 likes on the stream so far. Hit that like button. It has been a frustrating night of racing, I'm sure, for all of us so far. Maybe entertaining for you guys, just to watching me get mad, I guess. I don't know. It's a rarity. This is like the only game that never seems to happen. Try to do live commentary for this stuff like I do with every other game, but it's just not always possible, I guess. It's 2 races in a row now we've had this issue. Well, those 8 wins are going to come in handy for Ryan Blaney. That thankfully has as many playoff points as he does. He finished 10th in the regular season standings after a rough Daytona outing in which he only had 1 point, no stage points, and 1 point for his place finish at 37th. Lost 2 spots in the regular season standings in that last race. Tyler Reddick having a top 10, as well as Kyle Busch. Both beat him in the standings, but he was still ahead of Truex and Bell to hang on to 10th. So he got 1 extra point there. I think all those stage points he was scoring on the road courses is really where that comes in handy. Even if he didn't necessarily get the finish, he probably deserved at a few of them. Races that he had won at least a stage or 2, but did not. Won, I guess, 1 stage in each of the 3 road courses that he didn't win at the Daytona Road Course, Road America, and the Indianapolis Road Course. But he did have 3 wins at Sonoma, Coda, and Watkins Glen. 1 road course in the playoffs, but that isn't until the round of 12 finale at the Roval. I don't think Blaney wants to go into that race. Knowing how Daytona just went for him a little bit ago, though, in Talladega, the race before that in the round, I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on Vegas if he can even make it to the round of 12. We will be running the Richmond race tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the channel for NASCAR 21 Ignition, and Wednesday at 6 is going to be the following race at Bristol for the Bristol Night Race. To the outside of Briscoe and Jones. We still have like 50 laps to go in this race. William Byron in the 24 car still out in front. Obviously, if a playoff driver wins on top of it, that's going to hurt Blaney. Going to be one less spot that is going to be available on points. Welcome back, Pants Man. I didn't see what was going down in the chat, so I can't deny nor confirm what was going on with that situation. Everybody hit that like button if you have not already. 39 likes on the stream. 35 people currently watching. We've had upwards of 50 at one point in tonight's race. Southern 500 on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Our first race of the round of 16 of the playoffs. Race 2 will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a 400-lap race around the 3/4 mile racetrack at Richmond. By the following night at the same time for the Bristol Night Race, which will be the elimination race in the round of 16. Ryan Blaney back at 31st as things have not gone well for him. Crash after crash after crash throughout the course of today's race has really put him behind. He's going to be able to make it on just one more stop. Not sure if the rest of the field's going to have to pit once or twice yet. It's going to depend on when their next stop is going to end up being, and they might have been able to save with the few cautions we've had so far for them to try and make it on 2 stops this stage rather than 3. Hey, Cody Ware's in 30th, ladies and gentlemen. We have a chance to beat him still. It's going to be a pass for position here in a couple corners. Blaney gets to the outside of the 78 of McLeod. Couldn't quite stay there, though. He had to lift to keep it off the wall. He drove it in pretty deep on corner entry. He didn't get in the back of McLeod at all in 1 and 2. I think he would have had enough momentum to try to pull out a line and make a pass on Cody Ware getting into turns 3 and 4. He'll be right on his back bumper off the exit of turn 4, though, and may have a shot to get around him in 1 and 2. A lot of traffic coming up ahead, though. And he's going to get to the outside of the 51 of Ware. Running in the back of him. He's going to get stuck on the outside. Now he's got a car underneath him. And now he clips the wall. And for whatever reason, the car turns right again. And that is going to be another caution right in front of the field. Yeah, I just bounced off the wall. I don't know. That's the third time I've gotten that low on the apron in the middle of the front stretch. It just jerks you back to the right. Now the entire field's pitting. Plenty not pitting for fuel or tires. Being involved in the accident, even though I have pit for fuel or tires throughout the course of the race. Yeah, past Cody Ware. He's probably got to get right back around us now. To the restart. Blaney back in 30th again. Car got turned to the right, which I kind of expected it was going to because it feels like every time I restart the outside lane's the only time that happens. At 31st. Blaney still got the pit before the end of the race. And I don't think everybody else is going to have to pit, so at some point Blaney's going to have to make another stop. And it veered back to the right that time. Pack racing at Darlington going on down the back stretch. Oh, one car almost spun. Ryan Newman was sideways in the middle of the corner as he was 3 wide. I believe his teammate Chris Buescher got into him, causing him to get a bit sideways into the corner. They were all in dirty air too, with 3 wide in front of them as well. He just got squeezed into the wall by Blaney. Blaney got, geez Louise, he got in the back of Haley and then he kept getting pushed from behind by Truex at the same time. Just put him in a box where he got sandwiched. An accordion out of line. He was again the only one to get loose in that. Power slide down towards the inside. He's riding the brakes on the way out of it. Record yellow flags? No. I don't know what the record is for this season. I know the record for this game, we've had like 50 at Talladega once because we had a game glitch where the caution kept coming out in the restart randomly. I think that's, what, 14 cautions today? 15? Something like that. I've lost count. I think it's 14. Might be the most this season. Well, at least the bright side of Blaney being at least a few laps down is that we have less laps to run than the leaders in total. Get the race over a bit sooner. Wall riding all the way through 1 and 2. Three wide into 1 and 2 up ahead.
Stay left. Clear, clear.
Oh, my shirt doesn't fit. Jeez. Yeah. That'll be caution number 15.
Yellow flag.
I don't even know at this point. Tyler Burbeck, thanks for tuning in. Getting wrecked by James Davison. I kind of ran into him, and then I ran into him again. No, now I got wrecked by James Davison. Oh, jeez. Oh. Big hit. Still wrecking. Oh, he's going to get it. He's... Okay, never mind. Well, never... Caution's out again. We got more cars on pit road. Other than just Blaney. Two more cautions late in the race now have given us 16 yellows. Green flag back in the air. And the car's starting to turn to the right on the restarts again for Blaney. It did that earlier in the day too. Well, it's actually done that pretty much all day. Less than 15 laps to go in the race. I mean, that's two restarts in a row that turned me back to the right. How many times has that happened today? Like 5 or 6 times it's turned me to the right on a restart. We wreck or blow a tire and then get trapped another lap down. Oh, that's nice. As if everything else wasn't enough. Now, still at 16 cautions. I don't know how I didn't get a yellow for that. William Byron still in the lead. Denny Hamlin in second, trying to run him down and beat him for the win. Hamlin trying to get his 4th career Southern 500 victory. He won the Southern 500 in real life last season for his 3rd. It's amazing how Blaney's car was tight the first run, then got loose on the 2nd run, all the way until the 2nd to last run of the race. He was tight again, and now he's tight after this stop. I don't know. And the track conditions we were expecting to change, but not quite like this. Atlanta 500. I did not know he won that specific year. I know who Fred Lorenzen is. NASCAR Hall of Famer. I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. It's unbelievable how, like, I can't even turn the car anymore. I wouldn't doubt that it's going to get loose. Well, it probably won't get loose on me because there's only 10 laps to, less than 10 to go. Actually, it is 10 to go because if I look at stage 3, yeah. Well, 10 laps to go this time by. I'm alright with running by myself for these final 10 laps. Chase Elliott's falling back to 19th. 45 likes on the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in still. I'm just all over the place. I don't even care anymore, as you guys can probably tell. Oh, now it's loose. Okay, what? Tight, 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 loose. I wasn't even that low in that point of the corner. Like, I've been that low all day. Yeah. I have no feedback. I really have no clue what to talk about right now. My mind is spent. Well, for starters, Ryan Blaney, no stage points today. We're finishing 32nd, and he is only going to score 5 points for his place finish. And 1 lap to go right now for William Byron, which means that if he can hang on for less than another lap, he will win his first career Southern 500. He'll win his 3rd race of the season and lock himself into the round of 12 of the playoffs. Byron finished in 5th place in the regular season standings. He's had a great consistent year on top of the couple wins. And the checker flag is in the air. William Byron has won the Southern 500 on NASCAR 21 Ignition. 9 races to go now to crowning the champion. And we will be just 2 races away from the end of the round of 16. Take a look at the finishing results to today's race. Nobody DNF'd exactly. Take a picture of the finishing results because I have to do the points myself. So in the community tab, I'll have the points up sometime on the channel tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But a good run for Byron. Kevin Harvick dominated the first half of the race, but it was William Byron who dominated the second half. I guess he was the only one on the lead lap. A lot of scoring errors, obviously, with getting trapped so many laps down. But he won by 2 laps. The Southern 500, and obviously it was not because he was that much faster than the rest of the field. It's just because the game traps people lap down and cautions come out randomly. So Blaney finished 7 laps down. I don't know how he would have lost that many laps. I was thinking probably 4. 4 down? I've been realistic. I don't know how I lost the other 3. But William Byron will win. Second place, Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick third. Kyle Larson fourth. Christopher Bell rounds out the top 5. Kyle Busch finishes 6th. Martin Truex Jr. 7th. Highest running non-playoff driver, Matt DiBenedetto in 8th. Chris Busch in 9th. And Alex Bowman rounds out the top 10. So 8 playoff drivers finish in the top 10 today. Other playoff drivers outside the top 10. Kurt Busch finishes 11th. Brad Keselowski 12th. Austin Dillon 13th. Joey Logano 14th. Chase Elliott 19th. Tyler Reddick 26th. Michael McDowell 27th. Obviously Ryan Blaney 32nd. And Blaney was the last of the 16 playoff drivers in his finish tonight. Well, that is going to end today's race, today's stream. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Sorry this race did not plan out well. It started off really good. It was actually a really entertaining first stage for the most part. And into the first half of stage 2, it wasn't bad. But then it just got into the game glitches on the restarts and getting trapped extra laps down under cautions that I wasn't supposed to. That trapped me 7 down. It probably should have been 4 with being involved in accidents in the middle of green flag pit stops, which definitely didn't help. But needless to say, thanks for everybody tuning in. I appreciate you guys for sticking out this stream and sticking out the streams on this game because they are definitely lackluster most of the time. Not all the time. I mean, in all honesty, it hasn't been that bad until these last 2 races. Indianapolis was pretty bad too. So the Indianapolis Road Course, Daytona, this race today, they're all pretty bad. It just so happened to be 3 of the last 5 races have not... I mean, I'm all right if I don't have a good finish. That happens from time to time, but I can still keep the live commentary going, keep it, realistic in that aspect, which is what I try to do here on the channel, especially with the video game side of things. So when stuff like this happens, it's really hard for me to do that. I try to keep the commentary going as much as possible. I unfortunately raged middle of the stream. I apologize for that as well. You don't usually see that out of me, but I had to cool off there for a second because that was getting pretty bad there for a minute there late in stage 2. But needless to say, we still finished the race 32nd. Got some points. Better than just, quitting and getting 1 point. So we saved 4. You never know. If I end up making it into the round of 16 by less than 5 points, we can look at me not completely rage quitting this race and just finishing the rest of the race there, those final 100, 150 laps, many laps down. And that could have been the championship or season saver for sure. But thank you for everybody tuning in. I appreciate the support as always. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys tomorrow night on the channel, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NASCAR 21 Ignition again for the round of 16 race 2 at the Richmond Raceway. 400 laps around the 3/4 mile short track. See you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one.